If we truly want to understand spirit, we must first recognize that spirit is universal. It's not confined by borders, limited by geography, or shaped by the places we happen to call home. Spirit exists beyond those things. Wherever we go in the world, whatever road we travel, and however far we may wander from what is familiar, spirit remains present with us. That's why it didn't surprise me to discover, while we were in Mexico for 3.5 months this past winter, that spirit was just as evident there as it is in my hometown in Canada. During our stay, we became acquainted with our neighbors in the apartment building, including a couple from the UK. One afternoon, while we were talking in the swimming pool, I began to sense that spirit was drawing me near for this particular person. As we continued speaking, I told him that I felt compelled to share a message with him. I explained that I was connecting with the spirit of an Englishman, a military veteran from the Second World War, and that his passing had occurred under unusual circumstances. At first, the man I was reading for knew nothing about what I was describing. Yet as I continued to share the name I was receiving and the details surrounding the death, his reaction gradually shifted from uncertainty to amazement. He became deeply curious, even though none of the information was familiar to him in that moment. When he eventually returned home to England, he decided to look into it more closely. A few weeks later, we received an email from him confirming what had come through: his grandfather's name, his military background, and the unusual details surrounding his death, all aligned with what had been shared. On another day, more information came through for him. I told him that he'd almost drowned and that I knew he survived for a reason. With that, his face went cold. He immediately connected with that by saying and sharing the experience from a few years earlier. He had been scuba diving in deep water in Europe when a serious problem developed with his oxygen tank. As he struggled to make his way back to the surface, he felt as though he was fighting a losing battle. In those terrifying moments, he truly believed he might not survive. The possibility of drowning no longer felt distant or theoretical to him. It felt immediate and real. Although he has not dived since that experience, what remained with him most was a powerful sense that he was not alone. To me, that feeling matters. It speaks to something deeper than coincidence. It suggests that there was a presence with him in that moment, a force that stayed close and carried him through an experience that could have easily ended very differently. It was not his time to leave this world, and the spirit that walks with him made certain that this would not be his final day on earth. That is why when I say spirit has no boundaries, I mean it with complete sincerity. Spirit protects, guides, and reveals itself in ways that often defy ordinary explanation. We may not always understand why certain events unfold as they do, but I believe there is purpose even in the moments that leave us searching for answers. Why did he not drown that day? Why did such a serious problem occur despite the presence of experienced support, professional equipment, established safety protocols, and a controlled environment? And perhaps most importantly, why is he still here? To me, the answer is both simple and profound. Like him, all of us are here for a reason. We may not yet understand that reason, and we may never fully know what the future holds. But the question remains for each of us. We have all known family members, friends, co-workers, and business associates who have passed on. Some younger than we are, some older, and some the very same age. Their absence inevitably causes us to reflect on our own presence. Why are we still here? Is the answer purely medical? Is it only a matter of genetics, luck, or circumstance? Or is there something greater at work? Something meaningful that cannot be measured so easily? I believe the simplest and truest answer is that everything happens for a reason. No matter where we are in the world, no matter what season of life we're moving through, there is meaning in our journey. We are here for a reason in times of joy and in times of hardship. in moments of certainty and in moments of confusion. Even when life does not immediately make sense, purpose is still present. Most importantly, if we want to understand any of this more deeply, we must remain open. We must stay curious, pay attention to what we experience, and allow ourselves to trust what we feel, even when we cannot fully explain it. So much of what is most meaningful in life does not arrive with certainty or proof. It comes quietly in impressions and in moments of knowing, and the unexpected sense that something greater is present and gently trying to reach us. Those moments may be easy to dismiss, especially in a world that so often demands logic for everything. Yet I've come to believe that some of the deepest truths are not meant to be analyzed first. They are meant to be felt. They ask us to slow down, to listen more carefully, and to recognize that wisdom often speaks in a softer voice than the noise around us. When we learn to live with that kind of openness, we begin to see that spirit is not distant, abstract, or reserved for extraordinary moments alone. It is with us in the ordinary rhythms of life, in our questions, in our struggles, in our protection, and in the quiet reminders that we are never truly alone. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. That meaning is always closer than we think. And that when we are willing to listen with an open heart, Spirit will always find a way to speak. If this resonates with you, click like and subscribe, and check back for the next episode.